Hi everybody, it's Terry at Highview Hill Micro Farm. I hope I'm in the video this time. I just recorded one and I wasn't in it. I just wanted to check in for a couple of reasons. I hadn't made a video in a while ever since I was on vacation back in October. Not for any particular reason other than I'm just extremely busy lately. I changed positions at my job and my hours are different, and now I have weekends. Sorry, which is great. I have Saturdays off for the first time in about 7 years. I have normal Monday through Friday hours. Sorry, I have a dry tickle in my throat. Anyway, it's just been an adjustment to figure out how to get things done when I'm working 5 days straight. Because I used to, when you work retail, you have a midday and maybe a weekend if you're lucky. You still get your 2 days off a week. Some retail jobs, you never know which 2 days from week to week, like I did at a former big box store I used to work at. Well, it's not a former big box store, it still exists in all its orange glory. We won't mention the name. But there I was, you didn't know until a couple of weeks ahead of time what days you were going to have off, and you had to request if you wanted a special day off. And I almost always worked both weekend days. This job, I've always had Sundays off and Wednesdays. But they wanted me to take on a different position. And I said I was willing to, and I asked could I just, could it be a Monday through Friday thing? And they were very happy to do that for me. And I'm thrilled. I have weekends off again. That means that I'm home when my husband's home. Usually you think that's a good thing, but I can't do it. I am happy to have time to spend with my husband. Believe me, I don't sound like a horrible wife, and maybe I am, but a lot of times, his son will be over visiting with him, and I can do whatever I want. But he's been working out of state lately, so I've been my husband's only companion. And when he's around, it's hard to do any of these videos because he likes to make fun of me. He thinks I'm a nerd, and I am, but he hates to know that he married a nerd. So anyway, that's one reason. That's one of my poor excuses. My good excuse has just been trying to just readjust how I do things. So that's basically what all this rambling has been getting around to. I'm readjusting how I do things. So I have to fit these videos in. Right now, it's an after work video. It's about 7:15 in the evening here on a Tuesday at the end of November. And we just had Thanksgiving and it was nice. We keep it very small and down to a dull roar around here just because my house isn't set up for a lot of company. I'm praying that maybe next year I'll have a real dining room in a new house, and acreage and a lot of homegrown goodies. That's what I'm trying to manifest for myself. And so yeah, I've been busy doing that. We put the gardens to bed, we raked the leaves, puttering around here and there around the house. And now we're getting ready to set in for the winter. Where it's hard to do anything. I mean, all I'll do all winter outside is just go out to take care of the rabbits and make sure they're okay and make sure they have food and hay and check on them. And I bring them indoors into the basement to groom them in the winter time. I just got a baby changing table for free off the side of the road. Had a big free sign on it, and I said, there's my rabbit grooming table. So I grabbed that, and that's down in the basement waiting for me to go and groom them. maybe next time I'll show you Al, because he's filled in quite nicely and he's been molting again and he's got a lot of wool to share. He's so beautiful. I'm so happy he got better. I was afraid a couple times I was going to lose him back in in the spring and over the summer, but he's really rebounded and he's doing great, which is good because I'd like to have some of his babies with Penny, and then maybe I'll get him an Angora girl and get Penny a satin Angora. Well, they're both, she's an Angora. Get Al an English Angora girl and Penny a satin Angora boy or stud. And see if we can keep going in that route, because the satins are very beautiful. And crosses, crosses are nice, but unless you're going to really develop a new breed, you don't want to do too much crossing and just dilute them. I'm just hoping I get some really nice wool for spinning. Which is another thing I have to mention. Another thing I've been busy doing is trying to teach myself to spin on my new spinning wheel. I got an Ashford Kiwi 2, and I'll show it to you in a second. I don't have anybody to teach me, so I've been doing it by watching YouTube videos and figuring it out. Same as I learned my drop spindle. I have my drop spindle right here with some of Al's wool on it. And this, you drop it and you twirl it and it spins the yarn, and oops, see how good I am. I haven't done it in a while. So it spins the yarn, and then you take and you wrap it around the bottom part here, which kind of acts as your bobbin. So with a spinning wheel, you don't have to make the spinning energy, because with just dropping it, you have a bobbin that is set up on a great big contraption that you push pedals called treadles, and the machine holds the bobbin for you, so you don't have to hold it and use the bobbin yourself as a spinning thing, and it takes it up, and it just looks like it's so much easier. No, it's not when you don't know what you're doing. I had a general idea how to draft and stuff like that, and I watched a ton of videos on it, but it's a little tricky getting started, and I finally get it kind of figured out. So, that being said, and I'm also crocheting a beautiful infinity scarf for, I'm making a mess, for a friend of mine for Christmas, so don't tell her, but it's not with homespun yarn, unfortunately. It's called homespun yarn by Lion Brand, but it's made in a factory, and it's not made out of Angora. So, let me show you real quick the Ashford Kiwi. So I have to take my camera, so I'm sorry you're going to get really ugly close-ups of me. Do I have any chin hairs? Alright, here we go. So, please disregard the dog toys in her towel because it's rainy. So, this is hard to take pictures of on video, but this is the Ashford Kiwi. So, there is the bobbin, and this is called the flyer because it flies around. And it wraps the string onto the bobbin as you treadle. And the wheel is MDF, but the rest of this is a really nice hardwood. And these are my 2 bobbins that I've spun so far. So this is garbage. It was practice. They sent me free wool roving along with the wheel. And see, I started to get the hang of it towards the end. See that nice smooth red yarn? So that, yeah, they had sent me the free wool roving in a plastic bag, and Sophie thought it was a chew toy and sort of drafted it out for me all over the living room. So I tried to spin it anyway, and I didn't do a very good job, but it was just for practice to get started. So that's all yucky, and it's just going to get thrown out. This is from another wool roving that I bought in Maine at a craft store, the Center for Maine Craft, and I think Lewiston, and West Gardner. That's where it was, the Gardner. I think it's West Gardner. At the rest stop. Okay, so there's a good shot of the yarn that I made. So that's the roving. There, see the little squiggle doodle things sticking out? That's where it wasn't taken up quick enough, and it got over twisted and did not wrap on smoothly, and I didn't notice till it was too late, and I was past it. And I didn't figure out how to fix that until later. So the smooth stuff, where it's all thin and wrapped around tightly and flat, that's the good part. But it all will ply together with another strand to make 2 plies to make a yarn. These are all a single strand. It's called singles. And you take your singles and you ply them together, 2 or 3, to make like worsted weight yarn. And so that's what I plan to do. Is I have one more wool roving that is sheep's wool. It's blue. I'm going to spin that. I'm going to apply it together with this. Hopefully it'll look nice. Maybe make a hat. And then start spinning Angora. I have lots of Al's Finest laying around waiting. It's been waiting and waiting. I have it in baggies. I have it in boxes. And I have it carded and not carded. It's all down here, a lot of it. And he's making more all the time. Penny I have nothing from, pretty much, because she thought she was pregnant twice, and she ripped out all the wool to make a nest. No, she's growing it back, so I might not get any till the spring, and that's when she's going to rip it out, because she'll be having babies for real. So anyway, we'll work on spinning Al. Get his stuff all made up into some nice yarn, and maybe I can sell it for $50 a skein and make some car payments. So that's what we got going on here. And sorry that everything is so messy and cluttery around my house, but that's just how it is when you live in not enough space for all your stuff. And I will try to be a little more consistent with making videos. I am going to try to figure out a scheduled day to make videos. It'll always be weather permitting for whatever I plan to do. I will try to get organized in what I want to show you and what kind of videos to show you and things that I do that might be of interest. And that's all I got that's worth saying right now, though. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to go work on my crocheting, because I think tomorrow will be spinning day. Have a great day. I appreciate you watching and tuning in, and I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and share. Even if somebody just wants to hear some nutbar lady from Boston talk with a funny accent, please like and subscribe. Thanks very much. Take care now. Bye-bye.